Okay, this is Andreas Papakostas with Olympic Soccer Academy here in Plainfield, Illinois. I hope I don't, waste time on this video. I don't know if this is going to be worth anything or not, but I felt compelled to do this video because I am upset, I'm saddened, I'm angered, but I'm also very, very concerned. So I'd like to make this message again in hopes that other people are in the same situation as I am. But unfortunately, when you don't create some type of movement that you feel very strongly about, nothing is going to happen. And I love the game of soccer a lot more than just my academy. I love the sport tremendously that, again, it compelled me to make this video. So, this issue about no headers for ages U10 and U9, I'd like to know, where are the studies that allowed an organization to come up with a decision that ages 10 and below should not head the ball? It's one of the most moronic decisions for the game of soccer, the changing of the game of soccer, than anything I have ever seen in the field of soccer around the world since I've been born. I'm 45 years old. I've played at the high competitive level. I've played in Europe. I've played here in the United States. And to be able to be okay with a change that I think is going to affect the game tremendously. This is why I'm doing this video. So I don't have anything scripted here. So I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna try to keep my emotions down, but I'm gonna speak just to hopefully that we make a change. Obviously, somebody made a decision and started a movement to make a change where headers are going to be done, okay, for the ages 10 and below. So I am requesting that coaches, directors of coaches, I can only speak for Illinois in my area, the National Illinois Soccer League, the Illinois Women's Soccer League, all the organizations that houses academies, to speak up if that's what you truly believe and you agree with the message that I'm sharing with you here today. You need to speak up. You need to protest, speak against it. I like to see the studies of why the decision was made, the substance behind it, okay? As an athletic trainer, worked with many professional athletes, and focusing on biomechanics. I actually did a thesis on concussions that was supported by the Rehab Institute of Chicago, which was one of the biggest organizations in Chicago for concussions at the time. We're talking about the 90s. And so this has nothing to do with neurosurgeons making a decision. We know how bad concussions are when concussions happen. But here's the reality. If you're one of those parents that don't agree to this message because you're brand new in the soccer world, you love the sport, and you want to get on the bandwagon of the growth of soccer in the United States, and you're talking about safety of the kids, everything is safe. Well, we know that anything we can do to create safety for the kids is at most the most important thing that we have to focus on in sports. But here's also the reality. If you don't want your child to be injured, do not enroll him in any sports. Sign him up for painting classes. That's just the way it is. Why are you getting them involved in sport when the sport has risks? They all has risks. You signed a liability waiver, whether you're playing recreational soccer or competitive soccer, you filled out a waiver knowing that there's risks involved, okay? Don't become that hypocrite that, like the National Football League, where professional football players 20 years after the fact, they get amnesia and dementia, or boxers who want to go after the federation after the fact. You decided and you made a choice that you decided to box. You decided to play football, which has risks, okay? So to say that no headers in U10 and below is to help lessen concussions, I'd like to see those studies and how many concussions there were at the A level ages 10 through 9. We all know that most kids at this age do not head the ball, okay? I actually happen to have a team at the U9 that actually is one of the best in the air. To be able to tell a kid that they cannot use their instincts, their reflex, and one of the biggest tools in the toolbox, which is heading, okay? And to give them an indirect kick to the other team because they did something that is important to soccer, How do you explain that? Now, I know how to explain it and get the kids to realize that, okay, the politically correct things, but here's the reality. I cannot be politically correct. Okay? I cannot be politically correct and say, you know what, you just can't use your head. You should be using your feet. When the instinct of a header comes in, because you're supposed to be heading the ball. You're supposed to be heading the ball when the ball is coming at you and you need to head the ball to get it into the goal. You're supposed to head the ball when you're trying to clear. As a matter of fact, you're supposed to use your head as you're trying to trap the ball. You use your head to clear the ball. Okay? So to be able to change the neuron firing pattern that takes repetition over a long period of time and get them to not head the ball, you tell me, somebody tell me, how is a kid supposed to develop? If we're looking at developing players here in the United States, we're far-fetched from this rule. There's a lot of reasons that I'm not going to get into that, at least for the next 15, 20 years, will not compete. And we don't want to compete with anybody but within our country first and foremost. Then we can look about competing against the European country players, the Latin players. There's a lot more regarding culture and upbringing and philosophies, okay? But going back to the header thing, you want to prevent concussions. If that's truly the reason why we're doing this, why are we having players head the ball at the age of 12? When the physicality of it is a lot more than the age of 9. Today, I just came back from a game. This is what compelled me to do this video. I just came back from an indoor game, and my players cleared the ball and did this. After they did it, like they made an error. Quite frankly, they did not make an error. It's the rule of the game. They should be able to do it without thinking that they're actually created an error. That plays with the psychology of the decision making in soccer. And you want the kids to develop and increase the opportunity for kids to play at the professional level in the MLS or even go abroad, you're doing a complete disservice to the game of soccer. You're doing a disservice to the coaches. You're doing a disservice to the players that have a capability instinctively and reflexively to use their head as they should in the game of soccer. I've had 2 concussions, knock on wood, in 3 years that we've had our club teams. I have 2 concussions, and none of them came from headers. And it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, but none of them came from headers. 2 goalkeepers. One of them just happened to be my son yesterday at practice, 50-50. Are we going to not have goalkeeping come out of their position and attack 50-50 balls? We're not going to have 50-50 balls because we may blow out an ACL. We're not going to have walls in soccer anymore because the shots that go right into the wall that can hit somebody in the head, that's going to be considered a concussion or may knock somebody out. It's the risk that you take to play the sport. I'd rather see players wear helmets, concussion helmets, and not change the game of soccer, okay, than to change the game of soccer to protect the kids. Don't enroll him in soccer if the risk of a concussion is very high to you. Because as they play and they get faster and they get stronger and they get older, the risks are going to be a lot higher than it is at the age group of U9 and U10. Now, I know a lot of coaches are going to agree. How are you going to properly teach them at the age of 12 and you want to compete against the kids that are teaching headers at the age of 4, okay? So this concerns me tremendously. Why are we doing this? Don't tell me it's about safety of the kids because the sport itself has other risks outside of concussion. Don't tell me it's the safety of the kids. It's not the safety of the kids. Who can we contact? I'd like to know. I want this video to go viral around the world. We got coaches and organizations in Europe, in Greece, in UK that are laughing that we actually created this rule. Tell me. I want to know, why was this rule? Is it because the liability insurances are skyrocketing in the United States because everybody is sue happy? Tell the truth. If that's what it is, that's what it is. Let's find a way or find an organization that can insure clubs so that way we don't have to change the game of soccer. If we have to increase $100 per kid, okay, to be able to continue to pay our liability, let's do that. It's part of playing soccer. It's what it is. Don't change the rules of the game when it comes to development. It's disgusting. It's wrong. I don't want to go into other tantrums because there's more than just a no-header. I want to know which organization what I hear is that nobody consulted with other organizations, with coaches, with academies, with clubs to let him know. It was just, boom, we're making this decision. Give me the substance behind this. Most of the concussions happen at the high school level, and I believe, I may be wrong, again, I haven't been in the athletic training field for a while, but it's probably been with women, okay? And we can go back and forth as far as why that is, from proper technique to carelessness or to, I don't know, these are the words that people are using. It doesn't matter. It's just idiotic to say that we're not using head balls for ages 10 and below for concern of safety when you're going to reintroduce it again at the age of 11 and above, where concussions will actually skyrocket. It is wrong for the sport. It is wrong for the development. And who do we need to go to? Does FIFA get involved with United States Soccer? I don't know. Jürgen Klinsmann, are you involved? Do you need to get involved? Is this part of your decision? Give me the substance. Give me the studies as to why the most crucial part of soccer has been taken away teach these kids that I think desperately needed at a younger age to use as one of the tools in their toolbox to play this game correctly. So please spread it. And for those of you that are going to comment, you're not concerned and the safety of the kid, guess what? Don't enroll him in soccer. Do not enroll him in basketball. Do not enroll him in football. Do not enroll him in lacrosse. Do not enroll him in hockey. Don't enroll him in anything. As a matter of fact, you could be a tennis player, okay, and you can fall with a slip and crack your head and on the floor, and what are you going to do? You're going to not play tennis anymore? So let's not have ignorance. Let's not be moronic about the decisions, but more important, don't tell us that you made that decision for there is something other than that. I'd like to know, as somebody who develops players, who works with professional players, who trains professional players, trains at high level kids, works with kids at the recreational level, I want to know, as a concerned contributor to the game of soccer in the United States, I want the real reason why headers are not, and don't tell me it's just because of concussion, because I can probably create my own statistics, and I'll actually go out there, and I've talked already to major coaches and clubs. I've asked how many concussions they've had, and quite frankly, they're not from headers. Are they going to happen? Yes, they're going to happen, but it just doesn't make sense that you're eliminating it at the level where there's not a concern as much for concussions, but it's okay for them to do it at the level where most concussions happen. Please mark your comments. For those of you that are going to say go against this, you're either brand new in the game of soccer, and there's really, I'm not even going to respond to them. I may respond today just for education purposes, but I know a lot of people feel the same way. But guess what? If we're going to make this change, we got to collectively come together. Let me know. I'll do the groundwork. Who do I need to go to here in the United States? Is it U.S. Soccer? Northern Illinois Soccer League. Tell me. Pete, tell me. Who do I go to? Brian, tell me. Brandon, tell me. Who do I need to go to to have a serious conversation? Let's reverse this. Let's not wait till the summer. Let's reverse this right now. It is wrong for the kids. It is wrong for the coaches. More importantly, it is wrong to the sport of soccer, especially when you're looking to have kids compete at a very, very high level. Okay, even for the kids that do not compete at a very high level. Let's not talk about the birth year and the calendar year, because it's not as a big concern, although it is a concern. Again, give me the substance, give me the studies of why we're doing what we're doing, not just because it's a change. But please share this with coaches. Share this with team managers. Share this with leagues around the United States. Share it with people around the world. I like to get comments on this. And for those of you that know people that I can connect to get answers on this, who are they? Let me know. I'll make a phone call. I'll fly out there. I'll do whatever it takes, because this game is important to me. It's a game that teaches life skills, not just soccer skills. And that's very, very important to me and my organization, as it is to many, many clubs. I know I'm talking to the coaches. We use soccer not just to help kids get scholarships and to potentially help the less than 2% that are going to be playing professional soccer, but to help kids learn skills and tools and tactical, not just for soccer, but again, in life. And that's what we're all about here. And you're taking a very important tool to the game of soccer for politically correct what? Okay? So you want to reach out to me. My number is 815-263-3597. Send me an email, olympicsocceracademy@gmail.com. I don't know how long this video is. I've tried to keep it in target because there's a lot of things I wanted to add to what I said, but it is wrong. I am concerned, and I know there's more people like me that want to do something about it. I want to see it reversed. Okay, but I gave you some reasons, not all of them, but I gave you some reasons why I want to see it reversed. I have no reasons but the one or two politically correct reasons as to why we are doing what we're doing with heading the ball for kids ages 10 and below. Thank you for watching this. Let's make a dent. Let's keep soccer the way it was designed to be played. And let's not make the United States a country where they're trying to do things bigger and better because either the lobbyists or the insurance carrier are forcing us to change the game. So thank you for joining us. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a fantastic spring season. I'd like to see this reverse for the spring season ASAP. Share it. Get it out there. Please, please, please. If you know anything that I can do or you want to be a part of that we can do as a movement, let's do it. Let's go. It's for the love of the sport. It's for the love of the kids. Let's make it happen. So thank you.